All right, what's up, everybody? It's Keefy, and you are watching another edition of GhostColdMan.com's Weekly Ritual, our weekly rock and metal news live stream every week all over the web. Since 2012, GhostColdMan.com is your weekly resource, your daily resource, 24/7, 365 rock, metal, interviews, band reviews, concert reviews, festivals, everything. All the things. We do all the things. You have a lot of choices for music coverage, and if you're spending some of that time with us, we're really appreciative. It's been a crazy week, another crazy week in the world, so we're going to bring it to you live. Thanks for everybody watching. Blackie Chan 888 is here. Once again, another week with a different start time, but I think 3 weeks ago we were on at this time, so thanks for being here. The best experience for this is usually YouTube or Twitch or Instagram, but also we're on Facebook. We're on different things. Those of you on TikTok are not getting the benefit of our awesome deck that I'm going to pull in 1 second, but much appreciated all the same. Glad you're here. And yep, we got our little slideshow that we always use to illustrate what we're talking about. So definitely, if you're brand new here, thanks in advance. If you like and subscribe, it's super helpful. It really helps us. All right. Now that the pleasantries are out of the way, let's get to it without delay. Just an absolute crazy time. Box Office Odom is here. Hey, thanks, Blackie Chan. I've had a mostly good birthday week. I'm about to talk about why it's a little bit of a mixed bag. Steven Flores is here again. Toby is here. Thanks for stopping by our Rock and Metal News live show. Robert Panel 3 is also here. Good to see you. Yeah, it's always a mixed bag for me. My birthday is a very emotional time, and I'll tell you why in a second. It's time for some announcements. This is how we start the show every week. I turned 52 on Tuesday. I did not think I was going to live past 40 in my 30s, so here I am. And everybody who knows, I had a bit of a health scare to start the year, and it's been uneven. I'm better than I was, but not 100% not out of the woods. Both mental and physical health. Decent, but could be better always. Cloud Fishing is here. Glenn A. Brown is here. Lord Hartley is here. Blue Eyed Devil is here. Appreciate LeBron. Good to see y'all. If you like rock and metal in any way, shape, or form, you are in the right place. Here we go. The reason it's always a complicated and tough week, I'm glad to be alive, and I love being alive. I appreciate it. Everybody sent birthday wishes from all over the place. It was really nice and kind, and I really appreciated it. But it's also a tough time because every year, this same week is when my mom passed away, which is coming up on 30 years soon. 27 years ago this year. This is a little collage I shared on one of my Instagrams of a bunch of pictures of my family. And my mom was my best friend. So if you still got a parent, and I recognize that not everybody has a good parent. Doug Esper is here. What up, Doug? Garlentico is here. I recognize that not everybody has good parents or comes from a stable home. And I certainly came from a broken home. But I love my dad, even though he was a difficult guy. But my mom was my best friend right up until the end. So if you got a parent still, hang on to them, appreciate them, do nice things for them. And then again, I know that some people have very toxic and abusive family also. So I am truly sorry if that's the case. What are you going to do? Tough times. But my mom, one good thing about my mom, one of the many good things about my mom, she always used to say that every day was like her birthday because of her children. So I know she wouldn't want me to be sad. She wanted me to live. And this is part of my living, is doing this live stream and doing rock and metal news every day. Every single day, even when it's not the best news. There's a lot of bad news this week. There's a lot of difficult, unrest in the whole music world. So sound off in the comments if you're feeling it. And if you've got any questions or concerns, do let us know. Just once again, this show and every show lately has been dedicated to Sonia Ramos, aka Sonia Shredder on Instagram. She's a guitar luthier from Florida battling late-stage cancer. We're just trying to promote the GoFundMe supporting Sonia every week. As much as we like super chats and super thanks and donations, and we did get a few for my birthday stream earlier in the week, I'm very appreciative. But, if you can give something to Sonia, that would rule. Stephanie is here. What up, Steph? Sorry I'm going so late tonight. A couple of people DM me like, hey, when are you going live? I'll tell you about it. Why. Also, on the good news front, in a rocky start to the week, in a good news front, we are still trying to get our favorite pooch in San Francisco, Django Sainted by the Sisterhoods of Perpetual Indulgence. Here's Django with metal legend Necro Butcher, who was on his way to kill Euronymous in this photo. And Django's got a battle vest on. I don't know if you can see it. I got my vest out for the concert I went to earlier this week. It was awesome. Bjorn is here. Lynn56 is here. Todd Sherman 6 is here. All right. And that's the GoFundMe. It doesn't cost you anything. Just kindness. Just a fun thing. Sometimes we just talk about fun things because fun things are fun. You know, fun things are fun. Daniel Condi is here. Just once a reminder, we have a newsletter we put out every week on MailChimp and Substack. I think we're going to move that over to Substack soon, probably by the end of October. If you want to sign up now, you can. We still send out our MailChimp just a few times in a week. Our competitors send an email blast out every single day, and I think that's a little excessive. We do once a week, which will have a recap of kind of all the stuff in this show as well as some other stuff. So check that out. Sign up for that. We'll never sell your information. So help us, Lemmy. And again, there's our newsletter. We're on all the social things. I think people are getting sick of social media, even though right now we're on social media. Zoe is here. Randy Patrick is here. Bob Loves Music is here. I love seeing Bob Loves Music. Bjorn T is here as opposed to Bjorn Just, who was here earlier. So we're on all the social stuff. And that's kind of what we do. We're just, we put up post to ghostcultmag.com every day, and then we share them across the socials. And we're on a Discord, and we had a good Reddit, but it got canceled. We're still on Reddit. We had quite a few people hit our website this week from several Reddit stories, which was kind of fun and nice. People are unhinged on Reddit. I'm so sorry you guys are not doing great. It's a little bit rough. Anywho, here's the features this week at Ghost Cult, and once again, we start with some sadness. This was devastating news yesterday that Juan Brujo, the founder and lead vocalist of death metal greats Brujeria, has died. He suffered a heart attack while on tour. They had a day off in West Virginia, and he suffered a heart attack. They took him to the hospital. They rushed him there, and he didn't make it. This is the second tragedy in the Brujeria family in 2 months. Pinche Peach passed away over the summer. We talked a lot about Peach, aka Peachy, and in recent months, and just really so sad. And the band obviously canceled all their upcoming tours. They just celebrated 30 years last year. We hung out with them. We covered them multiple times in the last year and many years, and they're just wonderful, wonderful people. A lot of dumbasses. You took this opportunity to comment and make racist comments about Mexican Americans or Mexicans, Mexican themed, satire ridden, very intellectual, smarter than you think band using death metal for satire and other things. Not to be taken seriously. They are not actually a white hating Mexican gang of murderers and drug dealers. Death metal, none of it is taken seriously. Corpse Grinder, one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. Luke LeMay of Gorguts, one of the nicest people of all time. Flo Mounier, beautiful, wonderful human being. Paul Masvidal of Cynic, the beautiful, centered, love and light guy who does yoga and meditation. These are not murderers and killers. Take things less seriously, everybody. Chill out. Calm down. Brewery, a great band, and I don't know what their future is. It sucks to lose one person to a sudden death. I can't imagine the tragedy and the pain of them suffering two in a short span of time. Just really breaks your brain a little bit and breaks your heart for them. Max Devlin is here. Yvette Duran is here. Hello, Yvette. Isa Nano is here. Beto, Adam, Cleveland C, Scott. Appreciate you guys popping by. Yan Cibrito 502 sent a little heart thingy on TikTok. Thank you. Much appreciated. So yeah, just tough times. Also this week, this one also really hurts. Probably not somebody well known to fans, but people in the music industry know that publicists are the life's blood of any band. Publicists make campaigns work so that fans become aware of bands through the press and cover the press for activities like concerts and festivals. And we work very closely together over many years. And sometimes you never meet these people. There's like some commotion going on outside my house. Awesome. San Francisco, going to San Francisco. And so this is Michelle Kerr of Cosa Nostra PR in the UK mostly, but Cosa Nostra is now here in America. They have worked with some of the biggest bands in the world. Michelle personally oversaw some of the biggest bands in the world and helped them achieve all their goals and reach their dreams. And she passed away this week after a 5-year battle with cancer. She was tough, but fair, kind, generous, amazing, and a big supporter of Ghost Cult at the very beginning. So Ghost Cult, for those that don't know, little history lesson, we started in Europe as a zine. And then I took it over halfway through the first year. Ghost Cult's going to be 12 in 3 weeks. And I took Ghost Cult over right around the beginning of February 2013, where I assumed control of it as the owner. And if we didn't have the support of people like Michelle, we would have never become what we are, whatever this is. Like, we're not the biggest metal website in the world, but we're one of them. We're respected. We've been around a long time. It's hard to do anything for 2 or 3 years, hard to do a band for 3 or 4 or 5 years. We did this website for 11, 12 years, and I had a career before this website where I did music journalism for 4 or 5 years. So I'm so grateful to Michelle. She was close with some of our senior staff, and she was just phenomenal at what she did. And Cosa Nostra is still going strong and have a huge, footprint in America and in Europe. And our hearts go to Michelle's family. And there's a GoFundMe for her services and her sort of future plans. I think they want to spread her ashes in her favorite place, which is a cemetery in her hometown in the UK. And she was really lovely. And again, if there's a band you love, mainstream or underground, she probably worked with them or their label. So, just a titan of what we do, a huge loss for the world. And again, my heart goes out to all the people that worked with her and knew her and worked with her. And you will see every band you like on the internet talking about her. Thank you, Blackie Chan. Plane Ride is here. What's up, Plane Ride? Nyla Star is here also on TikTok. So yeah, Michelle Kerr is it's not going to be the same without her, for sure. And then last and not least, maybe if you're in the New York City area, you might have heard of James Lane. James Lane passed away after a long illness. In addition to playing in many bands, James was also a music industry lifer. He ran Hot Indie Media, which was also a publicity and music marketing company, which I even briefly worked with him 10, 15 years ago before I had Ghost Cult. And James was a wonderful guy. He was also a political activist. He ran for office in New York City for city council. And he was just a mover and a shaker and an uplifter of people. He had great personality. We were still, even years after we hadn't worked together, Arabella Sparkles is here. Hi, Arabella. For many years, we stayed in touch, usually on LinkedIn professionally, but, we had great mutual respect. And I know a lot of band people know James from the New York area, but he also made a huge impact outside of music as well as in. So I hate to start with the heavy stuff to begin the week, and there's a lot of complicated, difficult stuff going on. But just keep in mind a lot of stuff going on the positive side. Last week we did our big roundtable about the comeback of Slayer, and it has done very well. People have been really receptive to it, shared it around. I brought together a group of experts, subject matter experts, music industry experts. Somebody jumped into the comments on YouTube and was like, who do you think you are? That you are the arbiters of what's good about metal and whatnot. And I was like, well, the people in this group, let's take aside the musician guy for a minute, put him aside, who has worked as a professional recording artist and touring artist for 30 years. Let's move him aside for a minute and just take the people beside me. Let's not talk about me. Let's talk about the people I brought in to be part of this panel. They all have like 100 years of magazine and website and journalism experience. Not some angry guy on the internet pissed about something and typing in about their comments on an album. It's a group of experts, people who've interviewed Slayer, people who've covered Slayer, photographed Slayer, followed Slayer, not just like some dumbasses on the internet with no skin in the game. And then myself, I'm going to say I've been around. Ghost Cult's around for 12 years. I've been around for 16, 17 years in music journalism, almost 20 years. And I played in bands for 20 years, and I was a professional and a trained, schooled musician before that. So I think I'm an authority. And I've seen Slayer the second most of any band I've ever seen, about 37 times. So thanks for your feedback, jackass on the internet. But tell us what other kind of roundtable confabs you would like to see. This did pretty well, and I'm inclined to do more of these. So I think there's the debut album of Korn is coming up in a few weeks, as well as their Korn's big, stadium concert where they're going to play their full debut album as a rarity one time all the way through. So maybe we'll do one around that. I'm just trying to find enough people to talk about Korn. Thank you, Scooter, for your well wishes. I appreciate you. Same thing, Blackie Chan 888. Kirsten was wonderful. I'll say it again. Rule of Thumb is here. What is up? Listen, Kothi is here. Bjorn T is back in. Murloc passing by. What up? Taylor from Murloc. Oops. Joseph Allen. Some people are always criticizing and they don't understand. And actually, a lot of people, you read a lot of websites. And I'm not talking about commenters. There's a lot of music websites where the people are not trained in what critique is. Well, I have good taste in music and I make myself an authority. The internet made everybody believe that we give a shit about what anyone else thinks. And I understand that people are like, well, why do I give a shit about what you think, Keefy? And I'll tell you why. Because I have a journalism background. I played music as a professional and I've been around this shit since I'm 6 years old. So really and truly, I feel like I am an expert, actually. I never would call myself an influence. I feel like that's gross. An influencer, Voltage Hawk, has jumped in. What's up? But I do feel like I do know what's going on. I do, Buddy Christian is here. I do, Bubby Christian. I do know what I'm talking about, actually. I do think I have a background in this thing. The same thing with my professional work in social media. I am a trained expert. I have a master's degree in marketing and digital advertising. So, just things to say. Hey, got a little Facebook heart from Anita Frausto, our photographer. Anita, I don't know if you saw me pay tribute to Breweria and pay tribute to our fallen comrade. But we used that was your photo, Anita Frausto's photo there earlier on Breweria. It's just so hard. I've been in touch with their label and their publicist, and it's just, yeah, I mean, you can disagree with me. I live for that. I don't want everyone to agree with me. That'd be crazy. But I think Vegan Boy is here. What's up, Vegan Boy? I don't want everyone to agree with me. That's insane. But I think also, like, if you don't have a basis for your opinion, you can't articulate why you feel. And this is for anything, by the way, politics, music, religion. If you can't really articulate what you believe in, I would never take anyone seriously. I wouldn't want anyone to take me seriously if I couldn't articulate what I believe in. So Slayer Roundtable, let's do more of these. That was really great. Also, I did a birthday live stream. If you jumped on, thank you. Some people shot me a couple of bucks. Thank you. We put it, right back into Ghost Cult. And thank you. If you still want to donate and you go to that video, the links are there and they're live. But we always take a Ko-fi from Coffee or a PayPal donation or super chat or a super like or super thanks. I try to answer every question and address every single person and every commenter. Luckily through StreamYard, which we'll talk about in a second, I can see and comment on all the comments and also the socials. But yeah, I did a little birthday live stream. I like to do that every year. I'll do it again next year. And also, big feature interview this week. Black Dahlia Murder, new album Servitude, coming out next week on Metal Blade Records. Their first record after the passing of Trevor Strnad. Again, a lot of tragedy in the world the last few years. We were friends and loved Trevor. He was sweetness and light. He lived in New York City for a while, and then finally he moved to Georgia before he passed. But we love Trevor. We love Black Dahlia Murder. It's a band we have followed from the beginning. It's a band that has kind of mirrored my own career in journalism around about the same time. And we covered one of their first shows back, and now they have their new album out, and it is a banger. It's full of bangers, actually. So our own Rosie Walker, Raging Rosie, interviewed Ryan Knight about his return to the band and how they wrote the new album and how they approached this album without Trevor. I can't imagine against like Alice in Chains without Lade or, other bands, and how it's so hard. It's so damn hard. So damn hard. But that's cool. That's also on the Ghost Cult Magazine podcast. This show will be a podcast. We have other podcast episodes dropping this weekend with other things. Sometimes we have some exclusives over there. Some people just don't have time to watch a video and they prefer to listen on the podcast or watch. So thanks for making us one of your podcast destinations. Feel free to leave us a 5-star review or subscribe or both. Also this week, we on the Glacially Musical podcast, the reason I ran so late tonight getting started is we moved our recording night. I think it might be permanent from Wednesday to Thursday. So I used to just do Glacially Musical on Thursday and Ghost Cult. Glacial Musical on Wednesday and Ghost Cult on Thursday. And now we're doing both of them on Thursday. So I'm a little hoarse, honestly. I'm going to drink this Waterloo grape seltzer for a second. The finest seltzer just for me. And we have started a series on Mastodon, much to Nick's chagrin. So I love Mastodon. I always have. I've been a fan from the beginning. And Nick is not a fan. So I'm trying to make him become a fan by breaking down every Mastodon classic early record, the first 4. And so join us for that. I think it's a lot of fun. A lot of good stuff going on with Mastodon right now. Just wrapped up the Ashes of Leviathan tour. They're playing Riot Fest this weekend. Fairy Ring is here. Jeff Smith is here. Flip is here. No Rich is here. Caustic Milan is here. So Ocean Lord Australia is here. So yeah, Mastodon series kicking off tonight at midnight here at Ghost Cult. And tomorrow or Saturday on the podcast, whenever Nick gets to launch it. But yeah, I'm so pumped to talk about Mastodon. It's one of my favorite bands, and we're going to go so deep into all the Mastodon lore and history and everything. Artwork, producers, you name it, we're doing it. Also, we did some premieres in the last week that I think you want to know about. Osnova is a sort of modern post-punk band from Los Angeles. We not only premiered their new music video, we had an in-depth interview with them, a Q&A, our own Morgan Evans. We have such a great team now doing interviews. Morgan and Rosie and Tom Osman in the UK and Ralka Skedroseth in India. A lot of people are doing interviews. I think we're going to run our interview with Mortis tomorrow from Ralka. Mortis is on tour right now in the US. We were plugging that a couple of months ago. But yeah, Osnova, great band. You ought to know if you like synthy, post-punk, goth, dancing music for sad and angry people. That's what we like to call it. Also, I believe this is Quarinah. This is the 2-piece band featuring Waldemar Sriracha. I probably said that wrong, but you might know Waldemar. In addition to being a legendary death metal producer, he was the guitar player and lead songwriter of Grip Inc., which featured Dave Lombardo. It was a killer band from about 20 years ago. I'm sure some of the folks here remember Grip Inc. So he has a new project that's also kind of a rock and metal project with a singer. And we debuted their new video, and we're super pumped about that project. I would love to interview them at some point coming up. Also, Phantom Hound dropped their brand new album this week. Most albums drop on Friday now. There used to be different release dates. Some bands still try to put out a record like on a Saturday or a Tuesday or whatever. Phantom Hound put their record out on Wednesday. We debuted the whole album, full album stream on Monday. This is a band local to me in the Oakland area. Imagine if Sleep had the vocals of Alice in Chains. That's what I describe this band as. Smart, hilarious, killer songwriting, great grooves. You like the stoner doom and stoner rock and like more grungy stuff like Soundgarden and Alice in Chains, you will love this band. And we debuted their whole new album, and I'm just absolutely tickled that we were able to do that. Shout out to Leanne at Metal Media, a good longtime associate of Ghost Cult, a friend to the end. Got some more Phantom Hound news coming up soon. Just wanted to drop in their album title name is From Boomtown to Ghost Town. And I don't know if you know the Oakland, San Francisco, Sacramento history of gold mines and mining and, labor force here, how the West was created, basically, how California was made. There's a lot to do with Northern California. I know people think of California as just LA. And even I sometimes will just say, I'm going to California. I live in California. And I'm going to LA. And I just say California. But it's LA. I'm not the Red Hot Chili Peppers where everything is just California, California, California. Thanks for everybody watching across all the media. You rule. A couple of people on YouTube, welcome. Feel free to subscribe. We appreciate it. Also in the features this week, Local H. So we helped premiere last week the brand new album, the brand new lyric video for the new album from Local H. Local H, people know Bound for the Floor, their big hit single from the sort of mid-90s post-grunge era. A great band from Chicago, still very DIY. They had a bit of big, regular, big label success early, and then they absolutely have been DIY for the last 20 years. And they had a tour booked with Helmet that got canceled because Helmet decided they couldn't make the tour work for them. And Local H just booked a whole new tour. They have a new remastered, reissued version of their awesome album from 20 years ago, Whatever Happened to PJ Souls. PJ Souls is a great actress from horror movies and other things. You probably know her from Stripes and Halloween and Carrie. And so we actually have an interview coming soon with Scott Lucas, the front person of Local H and the founder. So I'm pretty excited about it. But we premiered their album, California Songs, which is one of the few songs ever that disparages my home of New York City and fuck New York too. And I was like, oh, I'm not even mad at it because it's such a good rock song. Sonic Taboo is also joined, and Bachincho is here, or Bacino. I hope I said that correctly, and I'm sorry. And I think Ed might have a picture of Al Pacino as Serpico as his thing. King is here. Oh, dude, I was there. Not last night. Where'd you see them last night? Are you in SAC? I saw the DNA Lounge show on my birthday on Tuesday. I should have looked for you if you were at the same show as me. But yeah, Dark Tranquillity, I didn't even talk about it. Dark Tranquillity, Amorphous, and Fires in the Distance. Do not, his dog is just going nuts. Somebody's not treating the dog very well. Do not miss this tour. This tour was phenomenal. There'll be a review coming soon to Ghost Cult. Probably Monday, to be honest with you. I have a lot on my plate. And then I'm going to see the Sepultura Obituary Tour next week, which I'm really pumped about. Somebody got me a ticket for my birthday, which I'm really grateful. Roseville, of course. Yeah, what a great tour. All the bands killed it. Amorphous is so good, and so is Dark Tranquillity. I didn't really love Dark Tranquillity's last. Yeah, I did like a Berkowitz. That dog is driving me crazy. Shut that damn dog up. Summer of Sam. I didn't love the last Dark Tranquillity record, but the new one is good. Real good. They're always very consistent. All right. Just a reminder about our affiliate partners, Lambgoat Media. Ghost Cult is a proud partner of the Lambgoat Media Network. We are covering 2 festivals this weekend where we gave away VIP passes and tickets galore, and that was part of our partnership with Lambgoat, and we appreciate them. Lambgoat Media Network includes Ghost Cult, Lambgoat, Metal Insider, This Day in Metal, New Metal Agenda, and now the Needle Drop with Anthony Fantano, the so-called busiest music reviewer in the world or on the internet or something. Oh, they were so good, man. Fires in the Distance, so good. But yeah, Lambgoat, shout out to them. We're going to be doing more stuff with them soon. And again, StreamYard. I cannot espouse the greatness of StreamYard anymore. If you are watching this on Twitch, on YouTube, on Facebook, on anywhere, Instagram, you are seeing the benefits of StreamYard. We have an affiliate partnership with them. If you sign up with our link in the description, you get a discount on your subscription with them, and we get credit on our next bill. So it's Dutch door action. We both win. And there's so many fun and cool things we can do here with StreamYard, and I'm just really pumped up to be able to use it and look at all the comments literally in 1 or 2 screens, and have access to have a little ticker with our web address on it, and be able to do other fun things. We did our roundtable for Slayer right here on StreamYard Live. I brought everybody in like Hollywood Squares or the Brady Bunch opening. There's still some more fun and cool things I can learn about and use here. And this is just a funny meme. I thought this was kind of funny. It was like, yo, bro, Dope Smoker playing loudly. Bro, is this still the same song? And the place just trashed. This guy's in his bare feet on like the dirtiest, grungiest floor I've ever seen in my life. But I see Popeyes, Pringles, beers, soda, might be a dildo, hot sauce, tahini, weed grinder, matchsticks, game system, microwave. This house is in disrepair, but it's kind of funny. As a big Sleep fan and a big High on Fire fan, uh, this meme is literally directed at me. I'm not a slob though. Saucy the drummer has popped in. What's up, Saucy the drummer? We see you every week. Blackie Chan 888 says the Sepultura tour will be amazing. You know, I'm mixed. I love them so much, and I'm sad they're going, but I totally respect Andreas for wanting to take a break and do different things, and all the guys doing different things. Grayson Kratom has come in and replaced Eloy Casagrande and has been slaying it. I saw Grayson with Suicidal last year twice. He was phenomenal, and now it's kind of like Grayson is in Sepultura, Eloy is in Slipknot. Jay Weinberg left Slipknot and is now in Infectious Grooves and Suicidal. Kind of crazy. Wastewalker going to be playing Roseville this Saturday. Oh, that's dope. Yeah, I've heard good things about them. I haven't seen them live yet, but I heard a few things I liked. Yeah, Roseville, man, Goldfields, good shit there. All right, time for the news rundown. Thanks for being patient. That was the first segment of the show. Second segment of the show is metal festivals and tour dates. Third segment of the show is the top news stories and drama of the week. Fourth segment is the New Music Friday. Fifth segment is my mailbag. Got some fun things for my birthday. And then we move forward. Before I continue, there's two other bits of business. I mentioned Glacially Musical Podcast before. We are giving away some vinyl bundles, and we're going to be giving away many, many things. So Ghost Cult has about 5,100 and change subscribers on YouTube, and I'm grateful for all of you. We recently hit 1 million views, which is no small feat for a small channel of DIY people with not a lot of money. And we really have only been going hard at this thing for 5 of the 12 years we've had a channel, which is crazy, but we, hit the pandemic running, and we just kept doing interviews and doing stuff. But before that, they were all in person. So Glacial Musical is going to have a subscriber giveaway. Anybody that's already subscribed, plus anybody that subscribes up to our 100th subscriber, hopefully soon, can win these vinyl bundles. And then we're going to continue to do giveaways. Nick has amassed a bunch of rare vinyl and stuff that he's going to just send to people. So it behooves you to find the Glacially Musical on YouTube and sub to us. We appreciate it. And stick around. Like I said, we're doing Mastodon right now. And also, Ghost Cult's 12th birthday is coming up. So maybe last year we gave away like a little what's in Eddie Trunk's box of junk, what's in Keefy's bundle of crap. Similar thing. We gave away a prize last year for the 11. This contest, this giveaway goes to 11. Maybe we'll do one for 12. Let me know if you want one. By the way, recently we're starting to get some new merch in. We got these magnets. Magnets, how do they work with our iconic culty? I just throw the word iconic in front of stuff. And we also have these fun culty keychains and some other stuff. So if you're interested in getting some Ghost Cult merch, stay tuned. We're going to do some kind of giveaway soon. And I have a ton of CDs and vinyl and metal shirts to give away in all sizes for all genres. Because people just send me stuff. I buy stuff all the time for myself, but people also just send me things. I just send it. Anyway, moving on. Metal festivals, and holy shit, is this crazy. It is metal festival time. This weekend, kicking off tomorrow in Chicago, Riot Fest. Ghost Cult is honored to once again be covering it. It is the comeback of Slayer. Again, talked about that Slayer roundtable. We don't have it available yet, Scooter, to buy. I'm just giving stuff away right now, but eventually we are going to have a Big Cartel page and sell stuff. We just haven't made the move on it yet. I'm waiting to get shirts and hats. I want to get me like a trucker hat and continue my douchebaggery. I would like to get some Ghost Cut shorts. It's coming soon, I promise. If you want something, let me know. DM me. Maybe I'll just send some stuff out for you to my favorite. I'm not supposed to have favorite fans, but I kind of do have my favorite fans. So Riot Fest is the comeback of Slayer. We will be there. I'm super excited. Randall Hicks, a.k.a. Windy Brick Photography, and Justice Peterson, part of our team of Midwestern coverage people, are going to be there. Fall Out Boy and Beck and Pavement, cool. Those are all your headliners. Offspring, Public Enemy, Marley Brothers, Sum 41, Cypress Hill, Newfound Glory, No Effects, with their own stage all 3 days doing their farewell tour. 3 straight days. St. Vincent, Spoon, Bright Eyes, Manchester Orchestra, Taking Back Sunday, Beach Bunny, Descendants, The Hives, LS Students. Again, they're kind of like the house band for Riot Fest. Health, Clutch, Rival Sons, Buzzcocks, Sincere Engineer, who I love. Brutus in a rare second appearance in the USA. Dillinger 4, Landwagon. Rob Zombie, Sublime, Dr. Dog, Oliver Tree, Something Corporate, Lamb of God, Bastard Hunt. Suicidal, Pennywise, Lord Jane Grace, and Catbite doing Op Ivy covers. Holy shit. Holy shit. So many things. Riot Fest all weekend. Moved back to Douglas Park. That was a little bit weird that they kind of left and then came back, but I think it's cool that they're coming back to Douglas Park. I had actually one of the top 3 festival experiences of my whole life was at Riot Fest. Top 3. No shit. Maybe number 1. Certainly is press number 1. Certainly is press. Also, yeah, Riot Fest has their late night shows. And then also this weekend, we are covering New England Metal and Hardcore Festival. Our homies, Evil Rob and Chris Small, Papa Smalls, they'll both be there covering the festival for Ghost Cult. I wish I could be there. I'm having bad FOMO. The homies in God Forbid are doing the pre-party with Rivers of Nihil, Johnny Booth, Living Wreckage, a bunch more. And then the main festival has the 25th anniversary performance for Killswitch Engage. Their first show, they just did Australia with Maiden, I think. And so this is their first American show in a while. Suicidal, Slaughter to Prevail, Machine Head in a rare American festival performance, Converge, Bane, who seems to never unretire, As I Lay Dying, Nails, Overkill, After the Burial, Better Lovers, Suicide Silence, A Mirror Full of Hell, Incendiary Throwdown, Integrity. Holy shit. Such a good lineup. We have an interview here on the channel on YouTube with Scott Lee, the founder, good friend of ours for a long time. Yush Gooners 617 is here. What's up? Also this weekend, the Metal Injection Festival, our own Dante Torrieri will be there covering. We have some Jinjer news coming up, but Jinjer is one of the co-headliners of Metal Injection Fest, along with Converge, God forbid, again. 3 Inches of Blood, rare East Coast show. Taven, Hanabi, Pallid Veiled, Goatcore, Revocation, Rivers of Nile, Osiris, Car Bomb. Oh, so good. If you don't get down with Car Bomb, I don't know if we can be friends. They're so good. Oceans of Slumber with maybe the record of the year, one of the top records of the year. Review coming soon from me. Just an absolute banger, and just congrats to our peers in Metal Injection for 20 years of this. I can't even believe we made it 12, so they made it 20. It's insane. Also, this weekend, we are covering Knotfest Iowa. Our own Wayne Edwards is going out from Chicago to Iowa to Des Moines. This looks absolutely stacked. Knotfest also beautifully run. Not too many bands, just the right amount of bands. 2 stages, that's it. No overlaps. One band. Overlapping conflicts. There's definitely some overlaps on Metal Injection Fest. There's definitely some overlaps on Metal and Hardcore Fest. There's definitely some different stages. There are 4 or 5 stages at Riot Fest. This is really hard. But Knotfest Iowa, Slipknot playing their 25th anniversary set. Lindemann, Knocked Loose, Arf, Hatebreed, Poison the Well. Oh my God, Poison the Well. And there might be some new Poison the Well music soon. Gore, Vended, Zulu, Twin Temple, who I also love. Holy Wars. I heard of Holy Wars. I haven't seen them. I think they just opened up for The Warning. But yeah, it's pretty insane. It's pretty insane. Poison the Well, Knocked Loose, Till Lindemann, Dying Wish, Gore, and Slipknot is your last bunch of bands for Knotfest. Is so sick. Also coming up in a few weeks, that's 4 festivals we're doing this weekend, plus a bunch of one-off concerts and stuff. We are at Sevendust tonight in New York. Should be just ending, but we covered a show in the UK, 2 shows in the UK this week, maybe 3. Louder Than Life is coming up in a few weeks. Another Danny Wimmer festival. Holy cow. Aftershock is coming up also very soon right after that. And then the big news today, Metallica everything. Metallica announced they will be part of Sonic Temple and Sick New World this year. Sonic Temple in particular is going to have 100 bands, but Metallica, Rob Zombie, Alice in Chains, pretty wild. Metallica announced their headline tour. Also, we'll talk about that in a minute because I think it's inherently interesting because I thought they were going to take some time off. The money for Metallica to come do a festival or their own tour must be just astronomically high for them, like the demand for them and the amount of money they're making. Because I thought they were going to take time off and not do too much more. But I think it's a safe bet from April to probably September, October. We're going to see Metallica again a lot. And I wouldn't be surprised. Danny Wimmer festivals usually book a headliner across all their fests. So Sonic Temple's the first one to get announced because it's first. Sick New World will be in early April with Metallica. I wouldn't be surprised if Metallica also does Aftershock and maybe Incarceration. We'll see. I don't think they've ever played it. And Metallica's never played Sonic Temple, actually. I was really surprised. I thought they would have. Oh, man. New Poison the Well, Scooter. I'm so there. I'm a huge fan. Hornbrook popped into our TikTok last week during this show. That was pretty great. Inferno Festival, just to get out of the USA and talk about some other stuff for a minute. Inferno Festival has added a few more bands. Inferno 2025 taking place in Oslo at the John D. Rockefeller venue. Behemoth and Satyricon, 1349, Rotten Christ, Shooter, Aura Noir, Tiamat, Lessa was one of the first bands announced. Necrophobic, Blood Incantation, the Heimsguard, Black Dahlia Murder, Guerrera, Eternus, Seth, Abyssic, Spectral Wounds, fucking Spectral Wound, such a good band right now. Lamentari, and a bunch of others. April 17th to 20th. Hell of a lot of bands coming soon, as they say on the poster. It's pretty funny. We covered Beyond the Gates in Norway this summer also. Shout out again to Kimberly Moran. Just a reminder, Shiprocked is coming up this winter. I know Headbanger's Boat is coming. We've been talking about 70 Tons of Metal. Recently, Shiprocked has announced more bands for their annual cruise, January 19th to 25th, 6 days total in 2025. Miami, St. Thomas, Half Moon Cay. If you're a Caribbean fan, Caribbean Cruises, Parkway Drive, Hollywood Undead, Nothing More, and the Struts, who I do like. 10 Years of Treyu, Austin Mead, Buck Cherry, Calva Louise, Dead, Des Rocks, Devour the Day, who we just interviewed recently. Diamante, who I love, new music coming soon from her. Flat Black, that's the band with Chris, formerly of Five Finger Death Punch. Ghost Inside, Ghost Kid, a lot of ghost bands. Glorious Sons, Jinjer, also Kid Kapachi, Oxymorons, POD, Plush, Spirit World, Silly Goose. So Shiprocked. And then they added sort of a who's who for their Stowaways covers band. Oh, no. All good. All right. Also, again, reminder, Chicago is coming up. I do believe they have one more band to add. I believe we'll be covering that also. Again, Warped Tour. Who do you want to see on the new Warped Tour? Warped Tour is apparently coming back. There was a rumor, and then Kevin Lyman confirmed they're working on it. We don't know if it's going to be a tour. I think it's going to be the Warped Tour Festival or festivals. And I think I will do an extensive Warped Tour video like I did for Woodstock. And I think I'm also going to do, I think it deserves Mayhem Fest. I know people are not happy with the Mayhem Fest comeback, similar to Summer Slaughter, but I think it deserves some commentary. So I believe that I'm going to make some content around the Mayhem Fest comeback and do a video on that. Maybe I'll do a little poll and see who has gone and what their favorite Mayhem Fest was. But again, Warped Tour, if you're a punk, if you like metalcore, I said like what Warped Tour was cannot come back today because you had all these bands that weren't big yet that got big because they were on Warped Tour and the ticket prices were so low. I think the first Warped Tour was $14.72 was a ticket price. There's just no way to have such a cheap festival, pay bands. Even bands, if they come back as a sponsor, is not going to be able to. Oh, Chris Hornbrook just passing by. And it's like, again, Beetlejuice. Chris Hornbrook. I love you so much, dude. You just whip by. Come and hang. Let's talk. Let's do another interview. This is pretty cool. We are looking to cover this. This is a black metal, sort of death-laden black metal festival in the Netherlands, Soullcrusher, coming up in about 3 weeks. Friday night has Fantafaxith, Health, Hippotractor, Woe, Ghost, Five the Hierophant, Zetrix, Black Braid, former interviewee, Health, former interviewee, Inter Arma, Dodsrit, Lamp of Murmur, amazing, right? And then Saturday at Soullcrusher, Great Falls, Pharmacon, Dune, we interviewed recently, Collapse, Zealand Ardor, Ulcerate, Mizmor, Coil Guns, Mourn, the homies from Boston, Mourn, hey, love them so much. Hornbrook Uterman, you know that, right? He's so good in Poison the Well and also Census Fail. So this is a great festival. We're hoping to get it covered. We're going to find out, waiting to find out. And then after we brought you the news a few weeks ago about Lollapalooza South America, Lollapalooza India is coming back in March. Not a lot of metal, but Green Day, Shawn Mendes, Glass Animals, Zed, Aurora, Big Boy, maybe a bunch of locals and Indian alternative rock legends from India, specifically Mumbai in general. So very exciting. Green Day, probably one of the biggest bands right now. They're on tour right now in America with Rancid. It's pretty huge for them. Pretty good things. Here's another European festival we just like to highlight all the time. Time to Rock has added a bunch of new bands, including the headliners are already Y&T. They're only show in Scandinavia this year. Michael Scheckner, right now with his new album out, My Years in UFO. Jeff Martin is here. A lot of people just popping in. Good to see you. Thanks, everybody. Greg, Bjorn T, Greg, Ensign, I think. Time to Rock Festival, Battle Beast, Sonata Arctica, My Wrath, Wild Hearts, Firewind. We just put out an awesome cover of Talking in Your Sleep by the Romantics, which is like one of my favorite songs ever. Great pop song. Lonely Boy, Lonely Planet Boys, 6849 is here. So many great artists. It's a killer tour. We used to cover a lot more stuff in Sweden and Scandinavia, less so now. Just don't have the people out there anymore. I just thought this was funny because we're going to talk about Jane's Addiction in a second. 4 Trips Ahead is here. How are you, 4 Trips Ahead? Good to see you. We were just talking about the Slayer comeback starting this weekend and the Slayer roundtable we did with Peter Wilson of 4 Trips Ahead. This meme is just hilarious. Vulgar display of power, kind of punch with Jane's Addiction. It wasn't quite that good a punch. And now, unfortunately, we're going to talk about the concerts and just briefly, Jane's Addiction in a 1 week ride, rocky times on tour. Perry Farrell was said to be struggling. They have an on-stage altercation. Perry takes a swing. For people who are trying to Zapruder film the fact that Perry didn't actually try to hit Dave, he hit Dave. And then they were separated, and Stephen Perkins and Eric Avery hugged at the end of the show and thanked the fans. And then they all went off stage, and Perry got his ass kicked, by the crew or whatever. And Dave was pretty mature about it, considering he came out of semi-retirement due to long COVID to come back with Jane's Addiction and tour again. And then they canceled the Bridgeport, Connecticut show, and then a day later they canceled the entire tour. They couldn't obviously agree. The 3 other members of Jane's Addiction announced that they could not in good conscience tour with Perry right now, and the entire tour is canceled, as disappointing as that is. I feel horrible for Love and Rockets. And then Jane's, Perry made a statement, and I think there was I really would cast doubt on them being able to come back. I don't think Perry's wife helped with her social media posts. Wives and girlfriends kind of stay out. Mind your business in most cases, please. Partners, husbands, everybody just back out. Let the band handle it. Let the publicist handle it. You're not helping. Dirt Wizard 666 is here. Gus Ramirez is here. Russ Paper is here. So Jane's did put a new single out this week, which I found very interesting timing. I guess it was played already, and they did not. Hey, Shelby, I don't play music on this show because I'm trying not to get demonetized, but thanks for your comment. And it's over, man. It's over for that band, I think. And Perry will go on and do Porno for Pyros, which is already reunited, and he'll headline his own shows and festivals. But I think that band is not coming back, which really sucks for fans. Also, obviously, the big news of the week: Metallica. More Metallica. We talked about Sonic Temple and Sick New World already. Metallica's extended their no repeat weekends for 2025, as well as one night only shows. So no repeat weekends: Toronto, Nashville, Columbus, Philly, Tampa, Santa Clara, right here in my backyard, and Denver, April to June, and then sprinkled in some one night onlys: Las Vegas for Sick New World, Syracuse, Blacksburg, Virginia, Landover, Charlotte, North Carolina, Atlanta, and Houston. I believe for the no repeat weekend, they have Limp Bizkit and Ice Nine Kills as the openers. And then for the one night only, Pantera and Suicidal. Interesting to have Limp Bizkit on with Metallica. Again, I don't know why they have such a terrible touring band going on this year, Limp Bizkit, but like I told people, they are bigger than ever and they can pretty much book whoever they want. And Ice Nine Kills, again, I know they have superior management. There's a huge fan interest for them right now, but I just would have liked to have seen Metallica give those two spots to different bands. Machine Head, maybe Overkill, along with Suicidal or Forbidden or somebody, maybe Forbidden is not big enough as much as I love them, but like somebody, Death Angel, Kerry King, I think would have been an interesting choice. And again, here's another thing I didn't ask in our Slayer roundtable, which is a D4 VAD is here. I would like to see maybe Metallica book some big four shows. Now that Slayer is sort of back for occasional things. Trans Outlaws here. Hey, Jason, my favorite. How are you? I'm so jealous that Omar got to hang out with you and Alex. But I hope you're great. I miss you terribly. Ice Nine Kills. Yeah, I remember them as a ska band in Revere, Mass, and they were not a good ska band. And then they blew up doing this kind of horror-themed metalcore that's somewhat unremarkable, gotta be honest. They're fun visually, but like I watched them twice last year and I was like, ooh. But anyway, Metallica, more Metallica. They're not stepping away yet. Also just announced last night, Iron Maiden's Run for Your Lives 50th anniversary tour. The band was founded in 1975 by Steve Harris. I guess whatever you can claim as an anniversary, you claim it. And they have booked mostly the UK and Europe for now, but you could just assume that's going to cover the whole world, South America, USA. They're so Mexico, Canada. They're so lucrative to do these tours. So far for the UK, they have Hailstorm opening, which is interesting and cool because Maiden doesn't vary it up a lot with their openers. And then the Raven Age, which we've seen open for Maiden before, and they're just okay. I don't love them. I think it's the son of one of the band members of Maiden, right? And it's like Maiden also should be taking out younger bands, take out even a Trivium who has opened for them. Take out somebody like that. All right. Also, Deftones announced a huge headline tour, and this is major because we've been talking a lot in our different shows and news stories and podcasts. Like when Metallica and Slipknot and Maiden are gone, who are the arena bands? Yeah, Steve Harris's son, right? Who are the arena bands when these big bands are gone? And so Deftones has booked a full-fledged arena tour. And I'm going to tell you, I was at that System of a Down Deftones show in the Golden Gate Park a few weeks back. It was packed to the gills and probably could have sold another 10,000 tickets if they couldn't get in there. So I think Deftones are not only going to do these arenas, I think these shows are going to sell out, and I think they're going to actually be full of people and not like a top deck of empty seats like you see sometimes. That's a good sign. Even if you're not a fan, a lot of people are not Deftones fans. I am, but I think it's a good sign for metal. I think Ghost is a band that could do it. I don't know who else. If you have an idea, that's somebody that makes good music that's doing arena shows, let me know. Yeah, definitely. I think they're going to announce more dates sooner. I think this thing is going to be wildly successful. I was also pretty surprised that those open. I mean, Mars Volta is an obvious opener. But anyway, and then here we go with some controversy, right? More controversy. Pantera had already previously announced some headline dates for early January for Europe and England. And they have just tapped Power Trip to be the opener for that tour. And people are all in their feelings. Philip has been a pretty good citizen for the last 8 or 9 years. He had a very checkered past, saying very horrible, not acceptable things. I don't believe in my heart of hearts that Philip is an actual racist. I've met him and talked to him, and I think he just made some mistakes, and he apologized. Although his first apology sucked, he eventually apologized correctly. And I know that Riley Gale had done several interviews in the day right after what Philip did at Dime Bash in 2016, where he was like, we turned down a tour with them because I don't want to be associated with Philip and I don't want to tour them. Riley has passed away. Power Trip has said they are not reforming permanently as a band, but they're doing occasional shows and tours as a tribute to Riley. They have donated money to Riley's family's org, as far as I know. And honestly, those guys lost their band when their singer died, and they're trying to go on. And, I don't know how I feel about them putting out new music. I don't know. I don't think I want Pantera to try to do new music without Vinny and Dime. I think a live album is okay. I don't think I want a new album from them. But at the same time, Power Trip, the remaining Power Trip guys, the fans are just going nuts on Reddit, on the internet, on social media. These guys are sellouts. They died with Riley. This is horrible. They don't have a right. They don't really owe you anything, fans. And I'm going to say it a few times in this show. The bands, if you don't like their choices, you can just not support them anymore. They don't owe you anything. They made the music. If you love the music, if you feel a special connection to it, a lot of people make their genre or their favorite band their whole personality. I've seen it. It's ugly. I'm a huge metalhead, but I'm much more of a person than I am just a metalhead. I obviously like a lot of different things that are not metal, not just music. I'm a cultured, interesting guy. I like to think. I travel. I do other things. I read books that aren't about music. And I'm a big metalhead, but it's not my entire personality. It is most of my personality, but it's not everything. And I think like Power Trip or Pantera, this is an outrage. If Vinny wanted to prevent Pantera from ever coming back without him, he would have had a will and a contract. He had a share of it. He wouldn't have left his share to Rita, because the minute he died and he left his shares to Rita, Rita now has controlling interest of 50% of the history of Pantera. And there's a picture that went around of me on my birthday with Rita, and she's great. We're going to interview her soon. Talk about the new Dime Bag whiskey. But Rita's entitled to be a businesswoman, and Pantera's entitled to come on with Zach and Charlie, and I thought they were great. And Power Trip wants to do these shows with Seth Gillum of Fugitive, great. But if people don't, King, your secret's safe with me. Yeah, that's fine. I think they make great music. I don't always love them. I'll tell everybody, ruin my own credibility. Two things. Here's two things about me that'll ruin my whole. Sundrifter's here. What's up, Sundrifter? Here's two things that will ruin my personal credibility. I am an obsessive George Michael fan, and I often sing George Michael at karaoke as much as I do metal, along with Amigo the Devil and Tony Bennett and other things. And then also, here's a brand new song that's not metal that I love this week. Demi Lovato's You'll Be Okay, Kid brought me to tears. Now, again, I'm having a very heavy week and a very heavy time in my life, but it is a perfect ballad. She's incredible and a metalhead, so I always love Demi. But anyway, these fans fans, if you love a band and they're your whole life and they don't owe you. They don't have to do what you want, man. Prince is also incredible. I'm a huge fan. Never saw Prince, never saw George Michael. Just brutal. Also announced, finally to move this forward, Shadows Falls announced the openers for their 20th anniversary War Within shows at the Worcester Palladium later this year in December. Unearth doing a special of the oncoming Storm anniversary set. Holy shit. E-Town Concrete, Jamie Josta solo, Within the Ruins, and Brick by Brick. There's going to be a lot of teeth on the floor and broken bodies. And there's a ticket merch bundle you can get from Shadows Fall right now. It's pretty hot. I love those guys, and I'm really excited. Got to get together with Brian or one of the other guys and talk to them. Yeah, Prince was untouchable. You don't even know. We could do a whole episode on Prince. He was one of the greatest ever. Maybe even you don't even appreciate how great he did so many things well that you don't even appreciate. You just know the hits. Some people just only know the hit songs. Karina Kelly is here. Juana 3 is here. This lonely guy is here. I hope you're not that lonely guy. Dream Theater tickets are on sale now for their 4th anniversary tour. Pretty exciting. Refused. We talked about them kind of wrapping the band up now that Dennis is recovered from his heart attack. Another heart attack. Watch your high blood pressure. Watch your salty foods, everybody. Watch your fast foods. I know I'm chubby and I've always done the right thing, but I'm trying now. But Refused announced their farewell tour dates with Quicksand opening. Yeah, Prince was incredible. Also kicking off this week, this is a pretty rad death metal tour. Skeletal Remains Bewitcher co-headline tour with Phobophilic. I believe that is kicking off tomorrow in LA and wrapping up in Portland, Oregon in late October. What a killer show. Is that coming here? I don't see San Fran on the tour. That sucks. San Diego, Phoenix, not coming here. All right, that's a bummer. We'll see where we can cover that tour somewhere. All right. Also, hey, Heart. We were talking a few months ago about Heart canceling all their 2024 shows because Ann Wilson has a cancer scare. She is on her way back, and Heart is starting to rebook the canceled tour dates for their sort of reunion anniversary tour. Kristen is here. Hey, Chris. Good to see you. So Heart is coming back in 2025, which can only mean good news for Ann Wilson. And again, continued healing and strength to Ann. We are losing some of our legends every day, and I don't want to lose any more. It hurts every time. I hate writing these things. These obituaries break my heart, honestly, and I hate doing them. Hate it so much. Oh yeah, Scooter writes, I love jazz, classic rock, old school hip hop. That's not totally who I am. It's funny that I didn't become only a jazz nerd because my parents kind of raised me on old school jazz and classical, but I had an older brother that was a rock and heavy metal and progressive rock nerd fan, and I discovered pop music and rap was happening when I was a little kid. So I like everything. It's good to be if you're going to be a journalist, you need to kind of be a generalist. I often say that to my team. The Beat Tour has already kicked off, and the reviews are raving. This is Adrian Belew, Steve Vai, Tony Levin, and Danny Carey playing the 80s music of King Crimson, which I absolutely grew up on. And I would like to see this tour at some point. I don't know. They already kind of played near me, but not in a place I could get to easily. Once again, we covered the Sevendust tour tonight in New York City at the Palladium, Times Square. Clint Lowry is nursing a neck injury, and they have already played their first batch of shows with their fill-in guitars. I think they have 2 fill-in guitars for the tour, alternating a handful of shows each. Love the Sevendust guys playing the Seasons 20th anniversary. Boy, man, I remember when that just came out. I was like, man, 20 years. It's going by quick. Jinjer is kicking off a new tour. We mentioned they're headlining Metal Injection Fest. They're kicking off their own tour with Hannah-B. Very exciting stuff for Jinjer. New music all coming out from Jinjer. Still one of the best new bands to come out in the last 10 years. Last couple of dates for the Sum 41 headline tour. Notable because it is Many Eyes from Every Time I Die and the Interrupters, the final tour from Sum 41. They've got dates through the beginning of October, and then the final shows in Toronto, but we'll see if they add some more. I know they've been selling very well. They will be at Riot Fest this weekend, which is very exciting. Also, again, we talked about Phantom Hound. They've been adding new shows to their West Coast tour to promote their brand new album. Phantom Hound, killer band. Please check them out if you like Alice in Chains and sleep at the same time, because that's kind of what they sound like. Alcest has announced their headline tour for their current album and first tour in North America in 5 or 6 years. I was at their last tour in Philadelphia where I interviewed Nage, which is on the Ghost Cult Magazine podcast, and opening for Alcest is Kylan Mikla, who I absolutely freak out over. Yeah, no problem, man. I'm sorry to hear your aunt has been ill. Thank you for being here, Scooter. Much love. We'll DM you over the weekend for some details. Kylan Mikla are the Icelandic synth punks, and they've opened for Alcest before, and they're an absolute killer band. I'm such a big fan. Also, if you like the black metal, Hulder is kicking off their next leg of their headline tour with One of Nine. We've been talking about this for a bit. Pretty exciting stuff from Hulder. Probably one of the best black metal releases this year from them, and certainly killer live. Primus, again, these tickets are on sale now. Primus is 2 New Year's Eve shows in Oakland. This is becoming kind of their calling card, trademark. I thought they were going to kind of retire and go off for a while, but they keep touring and they keep doing these things. And of course, Primus just got added to the Sasanta Part 2 tour for Maynard James Keenan's Pussifer and A Perfect Circle. So we'll be seeing a lot of Primus next year. Those tickets go on sale next week. Ceremony has announced 2 anniversary shows in San Francisco and Brooklyn next year. Again, Bret Michaels continues to talk out of both sides of his mouth about Poison. We were playing, we're not playing, we are playing. Now he's like, I hope everybody can get along and we can still tour in 2026. I'm taking off 2025. Just stop talking. Put out a statement through your publicist and stop talking. Batman is here. W. Armani 4 is here. A clever name. This meme is also funny. Sometimes I just break up things with memes. This is when I discovered Mustaine was in Metallica, Kirk was in Exodus, Zetra was in Legacy, Testament, and King was in Megadeth. My metalhead cousin who had told me all that before I could connect the names to the bands. It's pretty funny if you're a new fan. If you're new to metal, we'll take you like AA. We'll take you in any condition if you like metal. If you don't like metal, that's okay. Maybe you like rock. Maybe you like something else. I'm really only an authority on rock, metal, classical, and jazz. I'll be very honest about that. I like a lot of old school hip hop. I love a lot of pop music, but I'm only an authority on those 4 things, and I'll stick to that. All right, time for the big news of the week and the big drama. I'm going to try to fly through this and get out of here. I got dinner. Dave Grohl. Again, this story, I wish I didn't have to do these stories, but Dave Grohl continues to take a beating from the public about his affair outside of his marriage with a new baby. And I mean, I don't give in to rumors and stuff, but Seanzilla is here. What's up, Seanzilla? Good to see you again. It gets worse and worse the more you dig into it, but apparently his wife has retained a divorce attorney. I'm not going to go into speculation and other discussions about things I don't know about, but I wish we were talking about the music of Foo Fighters and not this story. I really didn't believe it was true when somebody texted it to me. It's like, it's on his Instagram. I was like, what? No. But I know a lot of people were waiting for him waiting for something. He's so nice. He's so cool. He's so good. He's so generous. He's so charitable. And like I said last week, I paraphrased that quote from Spider-Man 1, where Green Goblin, Willem Dafoe says to Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, they love a hero. What they love is to see a hero fall, fail, die trying. So, yeah, they took him down. The internet, the memes, everything. Just brutal. And deservedly so. It's weird, apparently. Maybe he has a sex addiction. I don't know. I'm not privy to this information, but apparently this is a pattern. Not a good one. Speaking of controversy and drama, Linkin Park continues their barnstorming brief headline tour of arenas. They played LA last week. They played New York the other night. Packed, sold out every ticket in the arena. Emily Armstrong, from a little bit of video that I saw, got better and better so far on these shows. And they played Late Night with Jimmy Fallon. So, apparently, Linkin Park knew about the controversy. Like I said earlier in the show, Linkin Park knew about the controversy with Emily, and they just went ahead with her anyway. So they didn't think it was going to stop them or her. So if you feel betrayed, if you don't want to hear Linkin Park without Chester, if you're down with his crazy son and ex-wife who think that the medicine Chester needed to stay sober and be on antidepressants to not be depressed killed him, or some conspiracy killed him, cool. Don't follow them anymore. But Linkin Park's going to continue to be one of the biggest stories. I'm not condoning anything. Emily made a statement about her kind of break from Danny Masterson. I would like to talk about everything except this. Mucus Lavender is here. I prefer to talk about anything that isn't these horrible SA things or, cheating husbands or, racists. But unfortunately, here we are. This is the world we live in, not the world I want to have. So Linkin Park with Emily, get used to it. They're not going anywhere. We're probably going to get some big announcements of them headlining festivals and stuff in the U.S. next year. Even more than they already are. And more interesting controversy. We talk about covering Knotfest this weekend in Iowa. And Slipknot just wrapped up their Here Comes the Pain second leg of their 25th anniversary tour. They have many more shows to go still. I'm sure they will announce another leg or 2 for next year if they're into it. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Clown gave a new interview to Metal Hammer talking about Knotfest, where he said, I miss the band we used to have. A lot of guys are gone and passed away or, fired or quit, retired. and we'll never have that like camaraderie. He's like, we're really not friends. We just show up and we like making music together, but it's a business and we're not friends anymore, which like shouldn't surprise anybody. It's probably been that way for a long time with him and Clown and Corey and Clown. But yeah, Clown and Sean Crahan continues to kind of say he's entitled to, you know, that's how he feels. But I also think like, don't keep putting that out there. But I guess he's keeping it real to himself. He's keeping it real. All right, this was surprising news today. Veil of Maya is taking a hiatus. They do say they will be back. They just headlined the Summer Slaughter tour, which was controversial, but apparently the tour was lightly attended at most cities. If you went, let me know how your show was. The band has not given a reason for breaking up. They just feel like right now they have to take an immediate hiatus, canceling all tours and festivals they were going to be on, including a headline tour they were about to kick off. Could just be financial right now, with a lot of bands canceling tours across all genres, artists and bands just canceling all kinds of tours. But a lot of people are bummed and in their feelings about this cancellation on Reddit and the internet and social media. They were so mad for Veil of Maya for, you know, kind of stepping away. But maybe it's what they need to be able to come back. They did say they will be back eventually. That's the statement. If you want to pause and read it, or go to their socials and read it there. Opeth today, more like bad news, the bad news edition of the Ghost Cult weekly ritual rock and metal news live stream. Opeth today announced the postponement of their release of their new album. It's not coming out now until late November, actually, almost Thanksgiving. It was slated to come out on the 13th. It is now not coming out. You know, I'm bummed because I love the band, but apparently their Last Will and Testament. The Last Will and Testament is the name of their album. I love the Shining themed photography and concept. Apparently it's a concept record, but their vinyl is not going to be ready. Their packaging, they were unsatisfied with it, so they need a delay in that, and they are not putting it out for over a month. It's a bummer. Over an extra month from when it was coming. We'll get some more singles in the meantime and videos maybe. And they do have a headline tour coming soon, so that's kind of a bummer that it won't be available at those merch tables. Speaking of merch, I don't know how I feel about this. Black Sabbath has teamed up with Marvel to do a series of Iron Man Black Sabbath merch. Now, you know, Marvel's character Iron Man inspired the song Iron Man by Geezer Butler, the infamous classic Black Sabbath song, probably a top 5 song by them. And you know that Iron Man, the song, was used at the end of Iron Man 1 with Robert Downey Jr., which set off the Marvel Cinematic Universe 38, 39 movies later. These designs are not great. I know that Tony even wore a similar logo, Black Sabbath, black on black shirt in the movie. Why didn't we get like a Suicidal Tendencies theme Marvel stuff? I know why, but I'm just a jerk. This isn't that great. This isn't that great or inventive. Just kind of bare minimum. I like the branding between Marvel and Black Sabbath. That's cool, but it's just like I want better stuff. That's just me. Big Iron Man fan here. Long before the movies. Matt Price guitars this year. Whew. For some good news, for some positivity, Meshuggah got a release of their full concert set, their appearance at Summer Breeze 2024. I don't know if you're following. Please don't leave this live stream if you're watching, but if you watch the ART channel, ARTE, they do pro shot videos of concerts and festivals all over the world, and especially music metal festivals. You can basically subscribe to them and get some new videos every week. Somebody on X was complaining of these videos are infantile and not shot well. It's like, what do you do? It seems like it was a bot. I was like, what are you here doing, pal? What do you do? It doesn't seem like you do anything except complain. Meshuggah, goodness, if you love Meshuggah, watch this thing. This is kind of funny. I didn't have this on my bucket list that I was going to be talking about Morrissey and the Smiths this week, but here we are. If you like the post-punk band, the goth rock band from the 80s, Morrissey is a pretty deplorable guy. He's very right-wing and kind of cunty as he gets older, like most of these guys become cunts when they get older. And apparently, Morrissey issued a brief statement where he said he agreed to a Smiths reunion in June, but Johnny Marr did not. And then he issued another statement that says Johnny Marr now owns the Smith trademark, that Marr applied, at least in the UK, for 100% trademark and intellectual ownership of the Smiths name. And we already saw the Sex Pistols reunite recently with Frank Carter on vocals instead of Johnny Rotten, because Johnny can't tour and, mourning the death of his wife, and they wouldn't tour with him anyway. But would the Smiths come back without Morrissey? How awesome would that be? I would probably recommend Peter Murphy of Bauhaus. I would probably recommend Matt McInerney from Beast Milk. I can think of a lot of people who would do a great job instead of Morrissey. I don't care for Morrissey. The Smiths have some great songs. I don't know if anybody out here is a Smiths fan, but kind of fuck Morrissey. One of my favorite things ever is he did a festival in the US here not that long ago, and he's a vegetarian and a vegan, and no offense to all my vegetarian and vegan friends, he's a vegan, right? A militant vegan. And they threw hot dogs at him because they hate him so much. I thought that was kind of hilarious. I know it's mean. Sometimes mean things are funny. But anyway, Morrissey, I didn't think this was going to be on my bucket list. Punk News broke that story originally. Shout out to Punk News. We don't do as much punk as Punk News, but Punk News does cover a lot of bands we like. Jerry Cantrell's new solo album is coming out soon. We're not going to get Opeth's record on time, but Jerry's record's coming on time. I Want Blood, and he has a new single coming out, and he put out a recent single, Vilified, and he had a big interview with YouTuber Rick Beato, where he talked all about all the different producers, Alice in Chains, and he worked with this as a solo artist. Talked about writing in different time signatures, talked about his guitar collection, a lot of interesting stuff I didn't know. I am an Alice in Chains obsessive fan, and I didn't know a lot of this information. So I think you might enjoy this interview if you like AIC. We're almost done, folks. All right. Machine Head is teasing something. I was a little surprised by this. I got an email. Let me see if I can call it up. Sorry for the clackety clacking. Let's see. No, it's not there. And I don't have it handy, but Machine Head is teasing something. I wonder if we're not going to get a new standalone single soon. Just a picture of Rob at his house writing lyrics and some cryptic words. So hopefully, it's fun. I opened my email address that goes to Reddit, and it's like negativity about the Veil of Maya hiatus. Pretty funny. Anyway, Machine Head. Maybe we're gonna get a Machine Head song soon. They play Metal Injection. They play New England Metal and Hardcore Fest this weekend, and a few other places. Also, Tetra, the great modern new metal trailblazers, have dropped a new single, "Live, Not Fantasize," out now. They had an awesome record in 2021 during the worst time of the world to put a record out, Unstable. And I'm pretty excited. I wonder if this means they will drop a new record next year, but it's cool to have this new song. And I'm pretty sure it's about, individuality and not being a drone on the internet and not living through these devices, actually living, and not just like doing this all the time, like blah, 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 blah. Can't be fun. Get out and live, everybody. Get out and live. Get out and live. That's what I say. All right. Also, Jay Jail has put a new EP out with new reworked versions of his last solo album's music. Jay Jail, great singer-songwriter, used to be in Marriages, pretty great dark folk artist now. His last full-length record was brilliant last year. Original Iron Maiden singer, we started talking about Maiden at the top of the show. Original Iron Maiden singer Paul Di'Anno is putting out a duets album of classic Iron Maiden songs with great metal singers. He put out a new version of Wrathchild with ZP Theart of Dragon Force. Good stuff, Paul. Daniel Paul, Poppy. Poppy has a new song out. I just saw it go by. It was like We're Not With the Others. She just ended her tour opening for 30 Seconds to Mars. Poppy, sort of pop music, industrial metal, pop, rap. We've covered her live. She's wonderful. Pretty interesting artist that she can tour with different people. Yeah, interesting nonetheless. I'm pretty excited about new Poppy music. Miles Kennedy has a new album coming out soon, and he dropped a new single and video. One of the greatest singers in the world, Miles Kennedy. What a rocker. It's too late now, but I was really rooting for if Led Zeppelin was ever going to tour again with Jimmy Page, Robert Plant, and Jason Bonham. And Robert Plant didn't want to do it. I was rooting for Miles Kennedy to be the guy. Zakk Wylde and Black Label Society, fresh off their Berserkus festival last weekend, their debut event, which sounded great by all accounts, has dropped the new single Gallows. I wonder if this means we'll get new Black Label music soon, too. Devin Townsend dropped the new single Jainism from his upcoming new album Power Nerd on Inside Out Music. Love Debbie, sure to be one of the top albums of the year. This meme is pretty funny to me. I don't know if anyone else here is my generation that can relate to this meme, but it says it's 1999. It's Spotify and iTunes don't exist yet. You just spent $10 on an album, 3 tracks in, and you realize it sucks. And I'm just crying his eyes out. Let me know if this is you also. Prog Music Love R1 is here. What up, Prog Music Love? I love Prog Music. Alistair King is here. Shaddy111 is here. Smiley. Melissa Whitland. Mark Jones 281. All the good times. And now, that's all the news. And now it's almost over. Again, let's do some New Music Friday. Again, I have to put the title card back in. Really quick, huge week of new albums out this week. So I'm going to try to zip through this. And I'll put it where I can see it clearly. Abandon Sea for some death metal coming out on Learning Curve Records. Evangelist on Void Hanger Records. Luna, Stoner Rock on Heavy Psych Sounds. Anti-Moz Beast, our homie, on Slip Trick Records, industrial metal. Black Mold, In the Dirt of Oblivion on Hell Prod Records. Volupgat for some culty black metal. Brent Bjork from Caius, Brent Bjork Trio, Once Upon a Time in the Desert on Duna Records. Charlotte Wessels, the former vocalist of Delane's, got a new symphonic and metal and pop album, The Obsession. Coffin Rot, Dreams of the Disturbed on Maggot Stomp Records. Dalfot, Glitter on 5/6 Format. Death by Gong, Descalator, Crazy Sane Records, pretty good. Defiled, Horror Beyond Horror on Season of Mist. Pretty damn good. Doggy Dog with the lost re-release of Walk With Me 15, 16 years ago, Metal Hill Records. The Dude, Dissidents, Chaos Records. Dungeon Crawl, Eagle Twin and the Otolith. That's a cool split I want to check out. Envy on Pelagic Records. Giant Walker, Silhouettes on Church Road Records. Glacial Tomb, Lightless Expanse on Prosthetic Records. These are just your best of the best. Check our list out with links. It's going live soon. Cannon Fiber, De-Orchestrophy on Century Media Records. Coast, Many Things Afflict Us, Few Things Console Us, self-released. Kubla Khan TX for some punchy hardcore. Really good shit. Luna Soul, another great stoner band on Ripple Music. Michael Schechner, again, My Years with UFO, out this week. Mork Civ on Peaceful Records, great brutal band. Nightwish, new album Yesterwind. That review is just absolutely taking off everywhere on the web. Thanks to everybody checking out that review. Odious Spirit, The Treason of Consciousness. Rainbow, live in Munich, 77 for collectors only. Seether, The Surface Seems So Far, Solid Rock. Skid Row live album. Sweet, another classic heavy metal band, Full Circle on Metalville Records. Unto Others, the great heavy metal band Never Never Land on Century Media Records. Vended, the two children of the members of Slipknot, the main members of Slipknot, their sons have a band. Void of Vision, White Buffalo for some great folk. If you like the Sons of Anarchy soundtrack, that guy is your guy. And Wings Denied, just the basics. Pretty big new music week. Gotta get that title card back in. And now it's time for the mailbag. And let's just, I shared recently a few things. Oh, Alexi Rose is here. Hello. I shared a few things for my birthday last week. I got gifted some things. And a couple weeks before that, I busted out a Funko I had gotten my hands on. That was a rare Funko as a present. King writes September 28th in Placerville at the Green Parabellum. We'll be playing with Thrash Compactor. That sounds awesome. Where is Placerville? Out by Sacramento? I'm not sure I know where that is. Do tell us, King. Anyway, let's unbox some things and then go home. Oh wait, I am on. You want to go? Thanks to everybody that's been watching, that is watching. I appreciate you all. First thing here, this is super cool. This said to me, for the present. This is a Metallica drinking glass, a Metallica beer glass. Look how cool that is. This was limited edition, I think. They don't have them right now on the site because I looked. They have only the yellow and frosty M72 glasses. So this is cool. You'll be seeing this on a future show when I drink a beer or a soda or not a soda. I don't drink that much soda. East Sacramento in the mountains. No, east of Sacramento. Oh, shit. No way. Kind of cool. And then this guy also came to me not too long ago, but intended as a birthday present. Everybody knows that I live near the Super 7 main store, not too far from me in the Mission District in San Francisco. Hit the microphone, good job. And Super 7's been just killing it with different figures. And recently, I think before the summer, they put out a series of My Chemical Romance Danger Days figures, including this figure of Party Poison Gerard Way. This is super cool. I'm a big My Chem fan. I actually got to see them in a small club before they were famous, before they had a record deal. They were an opening band for some New York City rock and industrial metal bands, and it was pretty damn fun. Then they became huge a few years later, but this is really cool. There's a set of them for Ray Toro, Mikey Way, and Frank Aero. I met Frank Aero last year at Riot Fest, and he kind of took a selfie with me and wished me a happy birthday 1 year ago, but that's cool. Got my Metallica glass, got this, got my Funko from last week. I did have a pretty good birthday. This is always a complicated and tough week for me personally. So, yeah, that's the thing. But you made it to the end of the show, which is amazing. This is a fun photo of me from a long time ago. I didn't have a whole beard then. This is me throwing the devil horns, eating a boat of nachos, watching Slayer. It was at Chicago Open Air 2017, and then I saw Slayer like 6 more times, 2018, 2019. Now Slayer is coming back this weekend. Let's see how they do. Let's see how long it can last. Let's see if they add more shows. Who knows? But I had a pretty good week. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for everybody for being here. That is our show. And as we say every week at this juncture of the show, thanks for being here. It's a tough time in the world. Please take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. And stay as metal as humanly possible. And I'm going to dance a jig on the way out as usual. Peace out and have a great weekend.